All right, hi everybody. So this is my third digital journal. I hope everybody's doing okay. It's Friday afternoon, so I know we've probably all had a pretty busy week, and we're still adjusting to this whole online class thing. This has been a very interesting time, and so I'm really excited to reflect on this, especially when it talks about. I'm going to be talking about ableism with online classes. So I'm going to just go for it. It's going to be kind of a ramble, but just to throw out some ideas. So here we go. So I'm going to talk about, first of all, the challenges of online learning. So just from what I can tell, online learning really is a challenge in itself, just due to the fact that, um, due to connectivity issues, due to the troubleshooting, the problem solving, due to the idea that obviously we don't function the same as we do online as we do in class, and so we've been I know personally, like, I've had to come up with like a new plan, a new routine, a new way to do some things and navigate this whole thing because of COVID-19. So it's been very individual based, and it's been very independent. It's been very much like I have to take control of my education now. And because of online classes, especially now, because we we technically have a choice not to, right? So now this is kind of a decision, and so it's there's a lot of choices that comes with and challenges that comes with it, being online. So I think that's like the main challenge is this whole accessibility idea. And I think when it comes to ableism and people with disabilities, and like, of course, there's that spectrum, right, of people with disabilities. Um, I think, especially with people with disabilities, I don't think that music learning is going to be their very prime thing, their priority. I know that whenever there's change in working with people who have who have intellectual and physical disabilities, uh, the priority is not about is about making music. It's about functioning, especially when there is a change. So okay, so I think that at when it comes to music learning as teachers, first of all, we don't want to narrow expectations down, right? Because that means then that we're lowering we're saying that people with disabilities are not able to function in the way that anybody else is. However, I think that our expectations need to uh, rely on the fact that, I've been reading in the book like other things, and like what we can do to be supportive for people with disabilities. I think more than anything, we as teachers need to do the work now, similar to how we've always been doing it, but reaching out to the aides, reaching out to the counselors, still reaching out to the family, seeing what they need. Because when it comes to music learning, I think that it's a really enjoyable activity, and something really fun to do. But then, when we're on this online time, when it's when there's a lot of fear that comes with it, and like even playing music sometimes can be fearful. It doesn't matter about making music. It matters about helping the student. So it's the individual that matters. So it's doing the research, making those connections, still reaching out, and then also what's really important is thinking about like doing the research as a teacher. You might have to put in some work for these online classes. Like they were talking about schedule all activities with accessibility in mind, and talking about how make sure all handouts are also printed in braille or MP3 format, or doing sign language, right? Like a lot of people who are nonverbal, who have a disability, are able to um, sign, and so we can use that in online classes. We don't our form of communication can be sign language, but maybe the teacher has to learn that. Maybe we can make music through sign language, like maybe we can sign a song together. So it's all about the student now, right? It always is. It's always been about the student. So for me, this whole idea about like shifting and the challenges for online classes, there's not really a lot of there's a lot of similar challenges. I think that the same challenges are faced online or the same that are faced in school. The only difference that I want to, or the main thing, is about accessibility. Um, I think we need to read those IEPs and 504s. I think we need to think about how can we get the student into a routine as much as possible too, making sure that this change that happens people with disabilities is something that is not stressful for the parents, the student, um, anything like that. Um, and yeah, I think it's just reaching out. I think the last thing that I want to talk about with this, and I'm almost out of time, but just when it comes to online classes and families, I think we need to have empathy. And I mean, I think it, again, isn't different with other, with it being in face to face. But having empathy and realizing that maybe, again, music learning is not the most important thing right now. It's about attending to the family. It's about figuring out, because they are trying to be trying to live through this as much as we are. How can we accommodate? How can we, as teachers, as educators, accommodate to the student? I think that's really what it comes down to. um, I just wanted to throw those ideas out. There's a ton of how to's, right? There's a ton of really cool ways that we can do this with technology. Technology has some really cool things with iPads, and so it's all about having these conversations. So it's about doing the research, and reaching out. So awesome! Thank you so much for doing this. This is my porch, so everybody say hi, and please stay safe, and don't forget to make time for yourself. So all right, love you all.